despite the taxman's reminder notice to British telecom company Vodafone for paying about 14,000 crores in taxes. Top Finance Ministry sources now say the notice is only procedural in nature and the government is actually keen on some sort of an amicable settlement. Let's take it across to our policy editor, Supriya Srinath, who's joining in live from the capital on what she's picking up. Tell us, Supriya.
What we're essentially picking up at this stage is, and this is of course information that's coming in from top sources in the Finance Ministry, that the notice that was sent to Vodafone, which did give rise to a lot of speculation that the government was once again on a witch hunt, it was once again hounding Vodafone over tax issues, and there was a tax tussle being built in this entire case all over again. We're given to understand it was only procedural in nature. There is a stipulated time after which notices and reminders keep going in a case where litigation is very much on. But remember, we are also given to understand by the same sources in Finance Ministry that Minister Chidambaram is extremely keen that there is an amicable resolution to this matter. He doesn't want litigation to continue. He is in fact eyeing the revenue from the Vodafone tax case this fiscal itself, which helps him bridge his fiscal deficit. So he's very certain he wants those 12 to 14,000 crore odd rupees to actually come in his exchequer, and which is why he doesn't want litigation on this matter. The one way that Finance Ministry sources insist it can happen is if the penalty is indeed waived off. There is much that works in the favor of waiving off that penalty. First, Parthasarathi Shome, the committee that was set up on retro tax issues, has suggested that there should be no penalty as far as retrospective tax cases are concerned. And then we are given to understand that the amendment to that clause 9 of the IT Act may happen in the budget itself. This all builds the case for the penalty waiver for Vodafone. It really perhaps will be up to the British Telecom major to now decide from here on what it wants to do. Does it want to litigate on this matter? Because they've also been saying all along that they're not party to any tax. But the fact is, litigation hurts everybody, including Vodafone. So an amicable settlement is what people in Finance Ministry want, and they insist that the notice that was sent out was only procedural in nature. There is no witch hunt. Vodafone is not being hounded as it was just about 8 to 9 months back.
So, very quickly, what is the sense that you're getting from the Finance Ministry then? Because they need this money. They may not need the entire money, but they need some money to help bridge the fiscal deficit, and hopefully it will help if it comes in FY13 as well. What if Vodafone were to not agree to pay this amount? I mean, irrespective of the penalty and the interest waiver, if Vodafone were to say we're not okay to paying, then is this headed for litigation?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're very certain. Some money has to come in. So they're fine with the penalty being waived off, but I'm not so certain they're saying the same thing about interest. They're saying interest and the principal amount, which adds to about 12 to 14,000 crore rupees, has to be paid up. I'm sure there can be some give and take while negotiations happen across the table, Sandeep. But the fact is, the Finance Ministry needs that money, and they know it rather well. The other point of interaction, however, is that, people in Finance Ministry are saying that Vodafone also has to walk those two steps. I mean, litigation hurts everybody, and which is why they are very certain that Vodafone will also walk that extra mile and come in on the resolution table. If that wants to happen, then obviously the matter doesn't just go into litigation, it goes into international arbitration, and that is something we're given to understand Mr. Chidambaram is extremely opposed to.